What's going on, Team Boosted? It's been about a month since we posted. Last time we were doing stuff, this happened, and this is from the Turbo Diesel Datsun. Under this wrap here, dude, it looks like I'm in an insane asylum. I got my can't hurt myself rubber shoes on in my white girl. It's early, but I'm ready to go. We got our new parts in the mill. This is ready to be fixed. It's not too bad. We have a bunch of other stuff. You'll see it all in today's video. Before we get into how we're gonna fix this and we're gonna reveal the true damage of the car, I gotta ask you guys, check out BoostedShades.com because it costs money to build these cars and it costs even more money to fix them when you hit big ass boulders. One of the ways that we fund these builds is BoostedShades.com. It would be awesome if you guys would give it a look. These are our track series. We have street series, which is more casual. We're about to launch some t-shirt designs. I'll pop a few of the designs we came up with on the screen. OG members of our channel will know that we used to cook in our videos, so we thought food-based engine bays was a good idea. We'll have more information on when that's launching, but for right now, Boosted Shades. If you're watching this during Labor Day weekend, we are running a 20% off sale, so this is a great time. I'm gonna shut my mouth and let's get right into the video, because you guys probably want to see what's going on with the Turbo Diesel Datsun. We're gonna get started on fixing the frame damage and just the general damage on the Turbo Diesel Datsun. I mean, let's get right into it. So, unfortunately, if you watched the last one, you know it's a little smashed up. We got a new fender and we got new body kit stuff to replace the wide body that is destroyed. Our first challenge is actually gonna be getting this onto the trailer. We have a new wheel, so it'll roll. Waiting on another one to show up that matches, but none of that's important right now. What's important is getting it to the shop. Can't have this flying off on the highway. The rest of this seems sturdy enough, except for the bumper. Cut it off, to be honest. Do you guys remember how destroyed this wheel is? Pretty incredible, actually. I can't tear this trunk off. I thought I'd be able to. All right, see if it airs up. All right. Well, we have clearly a limited amount of time with this side, but that's good. All right, we're loaded up, and that was actually way harder than I thought because this wheel is pretty much not even connected. The only thing holding it on is one of 10 original parts of the Tekno toy tuning kit. So it was coming out and it doesn't steer, so you gotta steer it manually. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We're here now and we can get it to the shop. We'll probably just put this side on a dolly and we're gonna be ready to pull the drivetrain and see how bent the frame is. After another thing that was just too miserable to film, we got it on the lift and we are ready to see if there's anything under the car that we don't know about. You better not be hiding any dirty freaking... They're all hiding dirty secrets. We got the car in the air and we have a bunch of super tight tolerance stuff. It's just the way that the car is built. And the good news is in all of the unaffected areas, none of this stuff is touching right now, and that would be a big deal because it would mean that from impact point back, we would have problems. So here's where the rock hit. I mean about waist height boulder. Seems to just have punched a big dent right here in this section of frame.
I think the front end and the tire hit the rock. It pivoted, levered on this point right here, which pushed into this torque or tension rod or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and that squished it back.
That squished the frame rail in this way, broke the sleeve on here.
You know, this T3 stuff by Tekno Toy is super overbuilt. None of this is bent or damaged. In fact, this literally just power fisted the frame. Yeah. A dangerous thing we actually didn't know about was the car, these T3 kits make it so you could adjust the wheel out. And obviously we did that to compensate for our wide body kit. We didn't know that we only had about 5 threads of engagement for steering. Now that could have been potentially deadly. If this broke at any other time, on the highway at a speed more than 5 miles an hour, there goes your steering. And then you're kind of just at the whim of anything. There's probably gonna be some new people who don't know anything about the car. And if you haven't seen the other videos, just give you a quick overview of what's going on with this thing. It is a Mercedes Turbo Diesel swapped 240Z. The back is all S13 stuff. It's got an S13 subframe. It's got coilovers that have been converted to air. Full custom exhaust. This is a 350Z CD09 transmission. Here's the Mercedes turbo diesel. The front's got all the Techno toy bits, obviously air. The brakes are Challenger RT brakes, 6-piston Wilwood in the front, 4-piston in the back. Despite being smashed, this car still runs, so I'll pull it down. We'll give it a start for you guys. The interior, completely redone, flock dash, all that jazz. To start, it's kind of interesting because it has glow plugs. So the ignition's down here. And then this switch here is for the glow plug. So you would hit that. Let's make sure it's in. Got a little indicator light. And we'll let that go for like a couple seconds. And then it's just push to start. It makes less diesel knocky noises after it's warmed up. Like all diesels, it's a little quiet. I mean, it's a little loud when it's cold. It'll probably be pretty smoky right now too. This big stupid long pipe is because the back will get covered in soot. It's actually functional. It looks dumb, but you know, is what it is. The back's taken apart, but there's the air system. And that's pretty much it. To shut it off, it's a vacuum actuated off switch. Shuts the fuel pump down. Just press that button. And there you go. You got yourself a turbo diesel 240Z. And here's a few clips of it ripping in case you're new. You want to see what it does. It's actually really fast. With the upgraded fuel injection pump, you can see a little bit of orange there from Diesel Pump UK. It should be right around 500 wheel and obviously more torque than that. And it could be turned up past 600 if we wanted to. But after we fix this, we'll get it on the dyno so we know exactly how much power it makes, but it's got plenty of it. Here is the main area of damage, and as far as like the frame rail itself goes, this is really pretty heavily reinforced. And it looks like just the metal above it is what took most of the impact. So I think the game plan is we're gonna cut this out and patch it. We're gonna, double triple check our measurements and make sure the car is still straight enough. The engine doesn't look like it's moved at all. And if you straight shoot back to the diff here, everything looks to still be in line. There's really not much going on with the frame besides, cosmetic things. So I think at this point we have a game plan. We're gonna pull the cooling stack off. That's gonna allow us to fix, the smash section where the new fender is gonna mount. We're gonna take the old fender off, the old fiberglass off, and we're pretty much just gonna replace everything that's broken. There's gonna be a few changes. We're gonna put the upgraded rear sway bar in. It never even had one. We're going to do adjustable inner tie rod ends. That'll be nice, so we can have even more adjustable track width. We could, make it even wider if we wanted to. After the parts are purchased, this can all be done in pretty much a week. Pull the cooling stack, remove the fender, patch the frame down, inner fender near the hood mount, that needs to be straightened so we can put a new hood mount on. Sway bar mount, connecty bits, whatever that means. Build a bash bar so this can't happen as bad again in the future. We want some deflection happening. Rewrap it, fix the hood, fix the airlift, and then send it. Okay, so here we go a little bit more with the measuring. We're not bent up here, okay? This is a little bit harder to do because this K-member's been, let's put it right there.
The rack and pinion
That
is
actually
straight as it should be. I mean, if it's not straight, it won't work.
That actually hit a solid 0.
I've got some of
Oil pan, it's hard to measure because you can see the crown in it, but
The lighting under here is
Yeah.
terrible anyway.
about a degree. Trans cross member, which, should be fairly flat to the frame rails. About a degree, about 0 actually on that measurement.
The thing with the custom application too is that We have so much adjustability that any tiny discrepancy in what might be bent 1/8 of an inch is easily adjusted. You know, you could adjust it out during an alignment.
This job more turned into just upgrading and replacing damaged sections of the frame now, and less straightening this thing out. We're gonna try to get it as straight as we can, but it doesn't really look like it needs too much done, honestly.
Okay, so we have other news. A lot of you are interested in James's old Mercedes, right? And we had this grandiose plan of...
Yeah, I mean, my OM606 build's over there in the corner, happening still.
It's happening, but it's going in a C10. I don't know if you guys remember the blue C10, because there's a series of events that led to a different engine going in this. I also don't know if you guys remember this. This is not a Coyote. This is a real life GT350 engine with the flat plane and everything.
GT350 Voodoo motor right here.
So here we got a $18,000 to $20,000 engine going into a salvaged $2,000 Mercedes.
Yep.
It's
That's smog exempt.
it is smog exempt.
That's most of the reason. Dude, 4-door GT350.
Yes, 4-door GT350. I know there's a lot of talking in this video, but we have a lot of stuff to update you on. So reasoning for this is he bought that originally to go into that Daytona that got dropped off here. But the concern is that with that being a fiberglass tube chassis car, that it will vibrate too much. Those engines vibrate a lot. Yeah. This is a big ass sedan and the vibration won't matter as much. So he's got a different engine for that, which leaves nothing to put the GT350 engine in. So it's going in this. And then we have a C10, which is a good candidate for a turbo diesel straight six. So the super duper turbo diesel straight six going in a C10. That's it for that update.
The old switcheroo.
The old switcheroni. So if you guys are interested in seeing a GT350 W124, it's happening.
Whether you want it to or not.
No one asked for it, and nobody in their right mind would ever do this, but James is not in his right mind, so.
No, I'm insane. It ain't right.
It ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
Well, I mean, how many people just have an extra Voodoo engine lying around?
I do have an extra Voodoo engine, technically.
And that's a situation that most people don't find themselves in, so
Now,
that's...
what I am excited to tell them about is the new engine for the Daytona, but that can wait.
That can wait. Let's get through, like, the little things that we have to do, like... the Mustang still exists, by the way. Fix the Datsun, give away slant nose, and then the Voodoo W124. So.
Oh yeah, build a bash bar for it. Yay!
3 main things on the roster: Datsun, Voodoo W124, and then we'll talk more about the giveaway car when that's ready. All right, so we got a game plan, and it shouldn't take longer than maybe a week or 2, depending on when parts get delivered. You guys who build cars, you know that's really what determines your timeline. Some of you who watch our channel know that we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video, but if you're new here, I'll tell you how to win right after Devin picks this winner.
This video's winner is Nicholas P.
All right, hit us up at Team Boosted at boostedshades.com. That's the email. That's probably the best way, but you could also shoot us a DM on Instagram or whatever. At Boosted Shades is the handle, and we'll ship you something. If you guys are new here and you want to know how to win, it's easy. Just like, subscribe, leave a comment. The comment could be anything, but we ask you guys stuff at the end of the video to make it a little bit easier. This video's question's I mean, to me, it's obvious. What do you think of a GT350 old school Mercedes sedan? I think it's silly.
I think it's a wild use of the engine, but I think it'll be pretty sick if it's done right.
James has an extra GT350 engine.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's stupid. That's gonna be a wrap, guys. Just leave. You can leave anything you want in the comment section, but I am actually curious what you think about that motor swap. So, all right, that's gonna do it for this one.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.